When you know your worth, you're likely to take steps that reflect your confidence, but if you're mentally weak, you'll end up showing a few traits that will never let you become successful. The act of living offers a variety of difficulties and barriers. Being weak or a hesitant person, you might find your life a little bit more complicated. By overcoming your complexes and believing in yourself, you could succeed in life. Caring about everything makes you reserved and vulnerable. In this video, we'll be focusing on problems that only weak people would care about. Watch this video to discover your traits and see how you can counter them by being mentally stronger. Welcome to Alux. Number 1. People-pleasing. Now, people-pleasing isn't always a bad thing. In fact, maintaining healthy relationships, it kind of requires a little bit of care and concern for others, right? But if you're doing it at the cost of your emotional well-being, then you need to stop. You might be spending too much time trying to please others. You never spend any time pleasing or getting to know yourself. And as a result, you'll soon lose sight of who you are and what makes you happy. But you don't want that, right? So start recognizing your limits and draw boundaries. You don't need external validation to feel good about yourself. There's no need to burn yourself out with the pressure of trying to please everyone. So learn to say no. Number 2, adapting to change. No doubt, adapting to change can be difficult because we're accustomed to the way things are. Any change means you have to step out of your comfort zone and learn to adapt to a new environment. This can also be frustrating, but as the Greek philosopher Heraclitus said, change is the only constant in life. You should understand that change is inevitable. It's uncomfortable, it can be scary, but you need to change your life. So instead of avoiding it, stay flexible and welcome positive change. Number 3, taking calculated risks. Our brains always convince us to play it safe, but that's the ground for mediocrity. That's the road average people take. The fear of the unknown is understandable, but strong people are risk takers and want to live beyond the boundaries. To them, there is no failure, only experiments that didn't work. Think about it. Can you name one historical figure that made a difference by playing it safe and being average? No, right? Because every major breakthrough in history, in business, science, medicine, sports, they're all the result of an individual who took a risk and refused to play it safe. So if you want to succeed in life, you gotta gear up, Aluxer, take that risk, go beyond the norm and push the boundaries of possibility. And remember, at the end of the day, you only regret the chances you didn't take. Number 4, making mistakes. Look, no one's perfect. Mistakes are a part of life. No matter what you do, you cannot avoid making mistakes altogether. Making mistakes might make you feel kind of embarrassed about yourself, but don't you know they're excellent learning opportunities? So why be afraid of them? As Thomas Edison said about his failed attempts on the light bulb, I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And Aluxer, that's the mindset we need to build to succeed. Remember that only by getting things wrong will you ever learn to improve yourself. All it takes is the willingness to learn from your blunders. But understand this, if you're avoiding making mistakes, you're also missing out on countless opportunities to gain knowledge and learn new lessons you wouldn't learn otherwise. Number 5, being alone. Humans crave closeness. There may be many instances where loneliness takes over because of circumstances beyond our control. If you're alone, you don't need to fear that, because in today's fast-paced world, it is rare to have a moment alone to sit and reflect on your life. Take it as an opportunity to explore yourself, your interests, your thoughts, and your feelings. This will help you to find your peace within. Once you're alone, the only person's happiness you have to worry about in that moment is your own. You can treat yourself to something that makes you happy, but may upset someone else. The key to becoming strong and independent is to learn to enjoy being alone. Number 6, expecting immediate results. Mentally tough people are patient and resilient. They know that everything goes through a process and we can't get everything we want instantly. Working on improving your marriage, losing weight, or starting a successful business, it all takes some time before we get the desired results. So work for it and wait to see what happens. Number 7, challenging their beliefs. We develop many of our beliefs about ourselves during childhood. Most of them aren't even true. Perhaps you grew up feeling like an outsider, or maybe you had a father who was verbally abusive. These types of experiences could lead you to believe you're a loser or a failure. You will subconsciously seek evidence that supports this belief. Consequently, though, every time you fail a test or get rejected by someone, those negative beliefs are getting reinforced. You'll begin to ignore your accomplishments and magnify your mistakes. And these self-limiting beliefs will hold you back from reaching your greatest potential. Number 8, committing to discipline. If you're creating a plan for what you want to achieve in your life, there's one skill that you need to master first, and that is self-discipline. So that when unexpected events occur, you'll have the strength to stay laser-focused on your goals. And do you know the best thing about self-discipline? It's not a fixed personality trait, so you can always work to develop it in your system. See, you can never control the outcomes. All you can control are your efforts and actions. And self-discipline is the ability to make yourself do what you should do, when you should do it, whether or not you feel like it in the moment. Number 9, taking responsibility. Why do so many people struggle to take responsibility? Well, simply because dodging responsibility is much easier and much more fun. Being caught in the cycle of victimhood and blaming other people inflates your ego and makes you feel a lot better about yourself in the process. Because pointing out someone else's wrongdoing automatically makes you right? Wrong. Shifting your blunders onto somebody else takes a lot of weight off your shoulders, but what people don't understand is that taking responsibility for your actions enables you to grow as an individual and to make stronger relationships. So what can you do to become more responsible? Begin with yourself. Stop searching for external fixes to sort out your life. Recognize and own up to your part in what's happening. Don't find a scapegoat to cast away responsibility of your actions. Number 10, having conflicts. Most people avoid conflicts without realizing that conflicts continue to fester when ignored. They stay with us until we face and resolve them. And conflicts are a normal part of any healthy relationship. After all, two people can't agree on everything all the time. All you need to learn is to resolve it in a healthy way. If a conflict is mismanaged, it can cause great harm to a relationship, but when it's held in a positive and respectful way, it can strengthen the bond between two people. When you're able to resolve a conflict successfully in a relationship, it builds trust. You can also feel satisfied that your relationship is able to survive disagreements and challenges. Number 11, stepping out of the comfort zone. That comfort zone might feel as safe as home, and that's why we love it. It may be okay to stay there for a while, but staying there for too long will make you feel empty, and if you want to grow and adjust to new situations, that is definitely not the place to stay. Feeling insecure in the face of change is natural. That fear warns you that the road ahead might not be easy, but don't let this uncertainty scare you and make you immobilized. Just take the first step out of your comfort zone, and despite being afraid, you may see it was no big deal after all. And even if you fall, you'll grow as a person. Your development begins here. As you move forward over time, you'll look back and be super proud of yourself. Number 12, being accountable. Most people are living in denial of the things they've messed up because they don't want to put themselves through shame or guilt. Whereas some people have this stupid superiority complex that makes them feel entitled to do whatever they want without bearing any consequences. Some people lack emotional intelligence so much they don't understand the ways their actions will impact other people, or they don't want to go through the process of apologizing, which they think will make them look weak. Perhaps this is you, not someone else that won't take accountability. If you know you're at fault here, it's time to start owning up to your messes. Grow up and start holding yourself accountable for your behavior. Number 13. Instant gratification. We live in a world of instant gratification. We basically hardly have to wait for anything. You want to read a book you just heard about? Pick up your Kindle or order it on Audible. You want to watch the movie everyone was gossiping about at the party? Well, hit your sofa and fire up Netflix. Thanks to this digital world, you'll get almost anything, anytime on your doorstep within minutes. While all this instant gratification might be convenient, it exposes you to the risk of addiction, obesity, and mood dysfunctionality. It's a trap that disrupts your balance and increases impulsive behavior. So next time you see an unnecessary urge arising, hold on and try to overcome it. Practice patience to become more mindful. Number 14. External validation. Human beings are social creatures. We need social connections to thrive and be happy. That's why praise from others naturally feels good, and being shunned hurts our feelings. It feels amazing, but it can ruin your life if you become dependent on external validation. External validation is one hell of a drug, and just like any drug, this dependency is never satisfied. Dependents are always looking for their next hit. When validation wears off, which it quickly can, dependents become seriously depressed and their self-confidence can plummet. After all, their whole sense of self-worth was based on the approval of others. Many become desperate to get it back, often resorting to actions that don't make them happy and just give them a next hit. Number 15. Future insecurity. No one knows what the future holds, and this fear of uncertainty unsettles many people. Many of our future fears, even if they never came true, are not the life-shattering death sentences we think they are. Yes, there might be some scenarios that could adversely affect our lives, but maybe the potential worst is only an inconvenience rather than a devastating experience. Think about the last time you were scared of anything. What happened? Chances are you made it out just fine. There's nothing to worry about. You never know what's going to happen in the future. You really can only do what you can do today. So if you can't do anything about your fears, then live your life today, Aluxer. Go for a walk or take a nap or do whatever you want. You'll be better off. Thanks for spending some time with us today, Aluxer. We're so glad you did. If you found value in today's video, please give us a like, hit that bell icon to never miss an upload, and hey, don't forget to subscribe.